Hi there. I'm just going to get started here in about 2 minutes. So today's practice is mostly yin, and if you're wondering what is yin, I've got my remote. We're going to be slow moving, holding our poses restfully longer time, a little more breathing, just a little more inward reflection. When I first was deciding this class, I thought it was going to be a rainy night, and now it's probably the best it's been all day when I walked out to get the mail. Just waiting to hit our time. I brought wine, did you? Although I don't have a partner to practice that little routine I posted on my page. Got about 1 minute. So, if you didn't see my pre-post, we have a yin practice tonight. You're going to want pillows, bolsters. What does that mean? If you don't know what a bolster is, this is my pretend bolster. It's a big couch pillow. It's kind of sturdier than a bed pillow. Or you could maybe put a block or 2 pillows together and make a little bit something. Or you can use a block and a pillow maybe for that same thing. Or blocks, rolled up towels. Hope you have something. Rolled up blankets. Go grab your couch cushion. We're going to do a yin practice tonight. And I think I'll probably have more people watching later the way the weather is out there. But hi Julie, did you get your wine? I don't know if you saw my post before, but hey, we can always finish it up with wine and pretend we're tipping it. I thought I'd bring that little prop with me. So I think it's 5:30 now. So we're going to start seated today. And your seated could be any way you'd like it to be, cross-legged. We're going to start with a little bit of meditation. Thanks for coming tonight and making it here. It is spring, and the weather's starting to help us realize that a little bit better. So I found a little quote that said, you can count on all the flowers, you can cut out all the flowers, but you still can't keep spring from coming. So perhaps our beginning of class today, we can start with a little bit of meditation. Maybe ponder on what do you want to see flourish and grow within yourself, within your home, your family. Take a few minutes in a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Thank yourself for coming and putting time towards class. Even if you do it at a different time, I've been seeing that's pretty good, normal as well. We catch up with it later. I find I was doing the same. Let's take a deep inhale and a full exhale. And maybe think about that question. What is it you'd like to see flourish and grow? Take this time to notice your breath. pull our shoulders up. Exhale and just let it go and relax your shoulders. Let's go ahead and, if you're seated cross-legged, that's fine. If you have your legs out straight, that's fine too. We're just going to do a few rolling hip rolls. Just letting our body come forward and back. So if you didn't see my previous post, getting a couple more people on now. We are going to take it easy and slow tonight. Last week was a little harder. There'll be just a little bit of movement, but nothing like. Had your legs crossed, easy style. Let's go ahead and set them out long. And we're going to continue that a little bit cat and cow almost movement. So we're rolling our shoulders as we reach down our legs and opening back up the shoulders, the chest, letting the arms draw behind us. Exhale as you roll down. Inhale as you roll up. Doesn't have to be your deepest, but if you're way more flexible, they can go as far as that feels good. Those arms can be as big or as little as you want. Maybe you just roll those shoulders up and let them go back. Exhale. And inhale. And then maybe you might find some flow, taking it from one side. Inhale. And exhale to the other side. This all kind of, maybe you come up and around, a little bit of free fall movement. Most of our movement in between our yin poses is going to be a little bit on your own. I'll make some suggestions. But let your body do what feels good to your body after you hold the pose. Reaching down, side to side. This is our little bit of prep pose we have for us. Let's do one more. Then we're going to work on easing into our first longer pose, which is going to be a lying butterfly pose. Bound angle, however you want. So you might want your blocks, your pillows. I have a couple pillows up this way. Whatever might work. Because it's whoops. Phone fell off. At least it didn't fall on the wine glass. How's that? This has been going to be a good one today, this time. All right, back to that yin pose we're getting started on, our butterfly. You're going to want your props to make it feel good to your body when you lay down. So we come onto our backs. We bring the soles of our feet together. And maybe if you're a younger body, this opening might feel good just as it is. But we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. So use your props to let your legs rest on them. Let your hands rest in whatever place feels the best for you. And once you've arrived there, just find your breath. Take a moment to let go. Let your shoulders relax into the mat. I'll be moving in and out of these so that I can read to you as we go along, because it'll be hard for me to read when I'm laying down. You continue here in your lying butterfly pose. Letting your shoulders relax into the mat. Letting your belly relax. Letting yourself let go. Letting the legs relax. Sometimes that's the hardest part of the butterfly or bound ankle pose, is letting those legs relax. That's why the blocks, the props, the blanket, anything really is nice and easy on your body. So if you're just joining in, we're finding that lying butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, finding ourselves. I see a couple people just getting on. Letting yourself let go. And a little bit more on our spring growth thoughts. For any plant to grow well, the health of the soil is most important. And like soil, the health of our minds is dependent on what we feed it. To set clear goals, we find our purpose or progress on our spiritual path. It's essential that we overlay the more persistent weeds of confusion, doubt, frustration, or irritability with seeds of clarity, focus, perseverance. As we carefully tend the garden of our mind, the flowers of clarity, inspiration, and creativity will bloom. So as you're finding your breath here, relaxing into the mat, I might ask you, when faced with an obstacle, do you look clearly at all options and gain perspectives first? Can you make plans and decisions to further your purpose and goals in life? Are you able to adapt and yield? Can you be flexible? Find your breath. If none of those questions resonate with you, don't worry about it. Just let your body sink into your breath. We move with slowness and with our breath. So fill up with breath and take a big exhale. Let your hands help your legs back together, your knees. Move props if you had props. And bring your knees to your chest. And let yourself roll side to side. Big full breath. We're going to set that left foot down. And put the right ankle on the left knee. We're in an intermediary pose. We're just going to take an easy press up with our foot. You might go a little ways, you might go a lot, whatever that stretch feels good to you. Nice inhale and press up. Exhale and let it down. Once more, inhale and press up. Exhale. Let it down. We're going to go ahead and pick that left leg up now and find that figure 4 stretch. Allowing yourself to just stretch side to side, a little rolling. I'm getting the best side of me, I'm sure, there. Nice big breath here. And then we're going to be ready to take as an intermediary spinal twist. We're going to want our block. Take that leg that's on top of our right leg and cross it so our knees are more crossed. And then let your knees go to the left, finding your block, your pillow, your prop, maybe all of those things. You might want more than one. Finding the right place for you. Let your arms relax, let your shoulders relax. And each time as we wander into a pose, We want to take a few long breaths, inhales and exhales. Letting those exhales help us relax our body into that pose. And if legs cross feel completely bad to you, not good, you might just uncross your legs and let your hips go. I'm trying something a little softer than my block by putting my block under my pillow. Notice your shoulders. Are they holding tension? With those exhales, let them go. Should be an easy stretch through your side body. Not painful, but noticeable as you hold it for a duration here. All you need to do is breathe. Twists, we're not going to stay as long, about 2 minutes each side. But give yourself that time to rest and let go. Let's fill up with breath. As you exhale, if your legs were crossed, uncross them. Bring both knees up. Maybe a little windshield wiper action in there. We're moving those props to the other side because eventually we will get there to that side. But first we're going to go ahead and bring our knees up towards our chest. Making little circles on the ceiling with them massages the back. Filling with breath. Keeping your mind here and now, hopefully. We'll set that right foot down and put the left ankle on top of the right knee. And this time, we inhale as we push through that right foot for an easy bridge on this side. Doesn't have to go as high as you ever can go, or you can go as high as you want to go. One more time, inhaling up, and exhale, lower. Relax that hip, and then bring that right leg up so you can get that figure 4 stretch on this side. Go ahead and rock about. Find that soothing strength space on your back, the foundation of the floor, our root. Exhale and set that foot down. And again, that left knee slides over the right as we drift our knees over to the right. Allowing those props to be in the right place for us on this side, which could be an entirely different place than it was on the other side. Maybe you want to prop the lower leg so it doesn't go down so far. You decide. Take the time to play around with your props. I have a block there that was impeding me. And once you find that place, let those shoulders relax. Let your breath relax. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Release into the space of your mat. you breathe, notice if you're holding any tension. You should feel a little tense in that hip. Nothing overdone though. Nice full stretch. Where you hold, clenching your jaw. Are you driving your foot into the ground hard, trying to support yourself? Find a prop. Let yourself relax. Or find a different way into this pose. Big full inhale, and as you exhale, let yourself gently, slowly move out of this pose, uncrossing legs, bringing those knees back up, readjusting yourself on your mat, maybe some windshield wipers. Those knees are going to come to the chest again. Allow yourself to breathe. Here's where I give you your choice of what you want to do here before we go to the next pose. So you might choose Happy Baby, grabbing your feet, bringing your knees down to your shoulders, rotating, rocking. You might choose Bridge that we were doing before, or just two-footed bridge. You might choose stretching out long. I'm just doing all three, so you understand what I'm saying. Big inhales, but you choose. Allow yourself a few breaths to find the pose, the stretch, whatever your body's calling for. Nice, slow. Allow yourself to move with your breath. Whatever you were doing, let's bring those knees up to our chest and rock forward and backwards. And rock up to seated ever so gently, if you can manage that gently. We're going to come around to our hands and knees. Our goal is going to be a half pigeon, but I thought you might like a little stretch in between. So we sit back on our heels. Allow our thighs to stretch right here. Poses we were doing before are a little prep for a half pigeon pose. And then you may need more props for this pose. So whether you have a couple extra pillows, I'm going to pull my bolster in, but I'm going to leave it up there at the top of my mat. So we're going to find a down dog, real easy down dog, just pressing up. Walking it out a little, whatever pedaling might feel good to you. Now let's inhale that left leg up and set it back down. And the right leg comes up and reach it up. We're going to bring that right knee up to our right hand, bringing that right foot to the left, towards the left wrist. Now, here's where I did this side first. You can see a little more of my body, but not this back side. You'll see on the other side. It's really nice to have a prop perhaps under your hip if it doesn't reach your back leg. The toe should be flat against the mat. The front leg, everybody's going to look different. Now this is one that you can usually do this pose even if it's not always comfortable for you normally if you have props. So I'm going to put my block underneath this pillow and find my way down to relax into this. Now if you find this completely not in your wheelhouse, you can do a seated pigeon or back to the lying pigeon we were doing previous. It's a little stronger stretch. I'm going to turn sideways the other way so you'll be able to see what the other side of my prop looks like. But once you've found your place, relax into it. Because for us, our hips are different, and I don't use this block so much on my other side, so that's why I completely turn. See how I set that underneath there? Because that hip doesn't go to the floor. And otherwise, you're really giving it a serious stretch, which can be okay when we're not holding the poses so long. But for this pose, we're going to be here for a little bit. I hope you found your way into it. That's the part where I'd like to be able to go out. I know, Zoom, right? Now I will read. We have quiet times in yin and reading times. So winter has lain in dormancy, and suddenly there is an urgency in the warmth of nature that arises. Like a seed trying to break through its shell, or an emergent flower to bloom, the desire to be born and move into the light is palpable. Nature is calling for creation and activity after having rested her energy during winter. Spring is a time to bring into life our vision and set goals. With the seed trying to break through the earth's surface, there can be feelings of being stuck. These growing pains of spring remind us that with growth, like a fish swimming against a current, there are always difficult aspects we need to overcome when trying to move towards a brighter version of ourselves. So the yin book I found some of this reading from. This was a spring practice. And the organs in our body associated with spring are the liver and the gallbladder. And so I thought, wow, that wine kind of goes well with liver, right? We can have a little fun too. It's not all serious. The liver stores the blood and softens our chi so we don't become too tense or restless. And when these organs are working harmoniously, we become more like bamboo, rooted and yielding, but very strong. Find a few breaths. And to come out of this, take your time, placing hands, depends on how far towards the ground you were, moving props out of your way. Move yourself back to a down dog. Take your time getting there. I wasn't in the full pose. Once you find down dog, let's find some swingy, hippie walk the dogs. I think that French poodle, maybe, trotting along, right, down Fifth Avenue. Not the dogs we see around here in Dodgeville. Bend your knees a lot, send your tailbone up, and find a nice breath here in down dog. Raise that right leg up. Turn the ankle a few times. Up can be whatever up is for you. Point and flex, and set it down. We'll bring the left leg up. Again with the ankle. And then we're to prepare pigeon for the other side. So bringing that left knee up to our left hand. And the left foot comes towards the right hand. Find your props that you need. Decide if you need a block under your hip or a block somewhere else. And ease your way into this pose. I'm going to show you one other. Now I'm going to show you on the second side. But should you have one of these big balls at home, these exercise balls, mine's off in the side. I have done this with Classic at Land's End before, where we bring that up and use the ball to stay kind of high. It's really kind of nice. So you can see that there's all different ways you could accomplish something restful in this half pigeon pose. Finding yourself in your variation on this side. Taking a few breaths, closing your eyes, and settling into this. With each exhale, relax your body. Release the tension and let go. Let go of the day. Let go of your list. Now is the time to know that all you do is sacred. Now, why not consider a lasting truth with yourself and God? Now is the time to understand that all your ideas of right and wrong were just a child's training wheels to be laid aside when you can finally live with veracity and love. Hafiz is a divine envoy whom the Beloved has written a holy message upon. My dear, please tell me, why do you still throw sticks at your heart and God? What is it in that sweet voice inside that incites you to fear? Now is the time for the world to know that every thought and action is sacred. This is the time for you to deeply compute the impossibility that there is anything but grace. Now is the season to know that everything you do is sacred. Fill up with breath. And as you exhale, help yourself up. And send yourself back to down dog. No, the ball's going to be in my way. Taking your time to get there. Stretching both the legs. Using that pedaling. Nice and soft. And gently coming back to your knees. A little free spin here with a little cat and cow your way, maybe sideways, maybe back and forth. Taking what you need here. You might find a nice sweet flow of dropping back your hips back, coming forward into that kneeling lunge and letting your hips lean in. Finding your breath as you find that movement. Find movement that is sweet for you. The last place we're going to be is child's pose before Shavasana. As we're wrapping down here, I'll let you come into your version of Shavasana. Again with props, use your bolsters. You could, Balasana, child's pose. You can find whatever bolsters you might have or make out of it. I happen to have several different, that's my foam roller. But it makes for a nice prop here. So I'm going to choose my knees wide with my toes together. But if you choose otherwise, choose what your body needs. Once you've found your bolsters the way you'd like to be, sometimes if you have something that works, to get it in close, allowing yourself to just fall over that bolster. Let your arms relax. Let your head be whatever direction works for your head. Maybe even your forehead down if you don't like to turn it. You might use extra props here or your hands. Allow yourself to sweetly sink into that child's pose. Find an inhale, find an exhale. Settle in. Nice full breath as you notice your breath through your back body. Much easier in this pose. We're not straining the twisting. Always use a blanket or pillow or a bolster back there if you find it's not so easy to stay in child's pose for several minutes. And that sometimes eases the knee joints. Also lets your bum relax down in, folded up blanket. Settle in, my friend, and let go. Live in joy, in love, even among those who hate. Live in joy, in health, even among the afflicted. Live in joy, in peace, even among the troubled. Look within, be still, free from fear and attachment. Know the sweet joy of living in the way. There is no fire like greed, no crime like hatred, no sorrow like hunger of heart, and no joy like the joy of freedom. Health, contentment, and trust are your greatest possessions, and freedom your greatest joy. Look within, be still, free from fear and attachment. Know the sweet joy of living in the way. Release tension. Let your breath flow. Relax, relax, relax. Find a big inhale and let it go. Help yourself slowly upwards. Taking time, blinking your eyes if they were closed. The last place we're going is Shavasana. I'll let you set up Shavasana in any way you want. And if you need something before Shavasana, I'll give you about 30 seconds. Find a place to be. Maybe you even want a blanket. Maybe you want a bolster underneath your bum. A little supported bridge type pose. Allow yourself to rest, settle in. Tonight's Shavasana, I will be reading one last poem. These have been from a book, Soul to Soul. And then I will just end class without much fanfare, I guess, or discourse. Because as always, in our homes here, you can have Shavasana for as little or as long as you'd like. And I will remind you as you're settling in, enjoy the wine too. Beautiful night for a walk afterwards. Or just staying in. Find a blanket if you like. Hopefully you're all about settled in now. I'll join you. But I will close the video after about 3 minutes. Take this time to notice your breath. Let those exhales relax your shoulders into your mat. Let your spine relax. Relax your belly. Let your hips and your legs feel heavy as they melt into the mat. Let your feet relax. Release any tension in your fingers and your arms. Find that breath and let your exhale help you just float on your mat in Shavasana. I will leave yoga class rested and still, in touch with my breath, my heart open. Thankful I'm alive. Breathing in. I am a mountain, a rock, a tree. Firmly grounded in my inner essence. Breathing out. I am a flower, gentle, sweet, and tender. I wish no harm on any living thing. My gift to the world is a peaceful heart, and I give it now, in this moment, all that ever is and all that ever will be.